He's the perfect example really when it comes to this situation and what Trump's doing. But I also want to tell you that Trump said a very interesting thing. He said a very silly thing rather. And he said that, in an interview, he said that he may hit Iran's Karg Island a few more times just for fun, viewers. This is the way a man of the most powerful country, a president of the most powerful country, is really making statements. It's very shocking, Major General Sehgal. And now, according to Iranian news reports, 20 people have been arrested in northwestern Iran for attempting to cooperate with Israel. The report cited a statement by the prosecutor's office in the West Azerbaijan province. They have been accused of sending location details on Iran's military and security assets to Israel. The prosecutor's statement read, several networks of mercenaries associated with the hands of the Zionist regime who were cooperating, including sending details of military, law enforcement and security locations to the Zionist enemy, were hit and 20 individuals were arrested and detained by issuing a judicial order. As per reports, Israel has launched a new phase of its assault on Iran, targeting security checkpoints based on tip-offs from informants on the ground. And with this development, I'm coming to Mr. Dwivedi. Mr. Manan Dwivedi, what would you like to say?
Yeah, as far as the American foreign policy thing is concerned, if we look into battle stations in Iraq, it was a glowing success for the Americans. And why to have this kind of inferiority complex that way with the Americans? That is one of the major banes of existence and functioning as far as the Indian establishment of all denominations is concerned. This is what I have seen as a student and a scholar of American affairs. Vietnam was a problem. 55,000 American GI Joes, they perished. And definitively, and I agree with that, that what happened is that because of Vietnam, the 1991 war was a kind of a retribution. It was a kind of a reinstatement of American power, pelf, and their tentacles, which can reach you anywhere, whichever headquarters you are ensconced in, as it has been shown by Ayatollah Khomeini's assassination. I won't call it assassination, it's an act of war. This is one part of it. But definitely, because of the bruising and the humiliation which the Americans had received, their military establishment had received in Vietnam and a few other places, they suffered from something which the Americans, sadly, alienly, in India, only the Americans know about it and only the West maybe knows about it. That is the Vietnam syndrome. The American dream had faltered. This is how the American local apparatchiks look at it and their professors look at it. Because the Americans had this aura and halo of invincibility, which had been shattered because of the doughty spirit of the local fighters, commie fighters, sad to say, commie fighters all the way in Vietnam. But if we look at Iraq, what we are going to find is that the same boots on grounds, the same strength of boots on grounds will once again have to be brought into practice and action by the Americans and the Israelis. And we are not here talking about the American power, but we are talking about the coalition of the willing, which is a larger gathering, not a treaty, not an international law statute, or not something like Geneva Convention.
We're getting some breaking inputs, but I'll come back to you. Now, the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps, viewers, has